Quick take, let's get it. After a hot start, the Lakers have lost 3 of their last 4, including a loss to the Pistons last night. Anthony Davis was examined after aggravating a left foot injury in the 4th quarter. Shay, I'll start with you. I know your Lakers near and dear to your heart. Are you concerned?
I am, because of the bench. They have a very poor bench. They scored 10 points. They got outscored by 17. Detroit bench got 27. The Lakers got 10. That's not nearly good enough. There were several guys, Stephen, that got some great cardio. They played 18, 19 minutes and didn't put the ball in the basket. That's not good enough. Anthony Davis is playing better than he ever has before. You know what you're going to get from LeBron James, which is consistency. Points, rebounds, and assists. AR-15, doing great. D-Lo come and goes, Rui. But the bench, we've got to get better production from the bench in order to have a chance to compete, seriously compete for an NBA title.
Absolutely. No disagreement here. I don't expect you to be sitting courtside for any Lakers games in the very near future. Let me throw that out there.
There you go, man. What that got to do with the question?
It ain't got everything to do with for me, okay? By the way, this cat, Jaden Ivey, put it on him last night. I love what I'm seeing from him. He's really grown. He's gotten a lot better this year. Had 26 last night. You know what? You Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russells, and those boys, you can't be getting outplayed by opposing backcourts. LeBron and AD need all the help they can get. You talking about thin on the bench. How about your starter showing up? Hachimura, 8 points? Come on, man. You got to do better than that. D'Angelo Russell, 4-14 shooting. You got to do better than that. So I'm saying they need help from not just their bench. They need help from some of their starters.
Yeah, listen, here's the thing. There was a lot of confusion about what was holding the Lakers back, last year or the year before. And they pretty much just tried to say, oh, our team is fine. It's just coaching, right? And, oh, we're going to get J.J. Redick, and now we're going to be instantly better. I mean, I see the comments, and it's just flooded with fans being like, J.J. is going to make us a championship contender. He lives for this, and they're just kind of glorifying him. And the reality is that, one, this is his first time being a coach, okay? There's going to be some growing pains with that. And 2, the Lakers didn't do enough to get better in the offseason. Their focus was on Bronny James. I mean, they didn't make legitimate moves that make this team. The core, the heart of this team is still the same. And they're not good enough. They're just not. Russell, Reeves, an old LeBron. It's just not good enough. If LeBron was in his prime, then sure, this would be good enough, but he's not. So there was just a lot of wishful thinking with the Lakers. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry to say it. I know it's going to anger a lot of Lakers fans, but it's the reality. You can't expect, this is like the Dallas Cowboys, honestly. This is what this really reminds me of. You just can't not do anything in the offseason and not get better, yet expect to be a better team. It just doesn't make sense. And now getting a coach like J.J. Redick, which I think was a fine move, but to think that that's what this team is that's what's going to be enough to make this team a true contender. You won the offseason by getting JJ and getting Bronny and doing that whole thing and having that great special moment. That's awesome, right? You got the headlines, sold the jerseys, got the clicks and views. But if you're talking about trying to be a legitimate contender, that's what it's about, these were not the moves to make. They just weren't, right? They just weren't. There were other pieces, a lot of people, a lot of free agents that were available. Other disgruntled superstars that you could have gotten. They didn't do that. Okay, they didn't do that. The focus going into the draft, all the conversations were about Bronny, right? That's what it was all about. Hey, what coach do we want? We'll get J.J. Redick, who was actually like our 3rd or 4th option technically. He wasn't even the number 1 candidate that we actually wanted. So, again, there was a lot of fun buzz, a lot of interesting sound bites and some clips and some energy, which made everyone feel really optimistic. But it's just largely fool's gold. And it's not to say that this season is a wash or that it's done or there's no other moves to make. This is the NBA. It's an incredibly long season. Plenty of moves to make, right? Giannis Antetokounmpo is, apparently once out of Milwaukee, excuse me, and all of that. So, it's a long season, but to me, this feels exactly like the Dallas Cowboys. A very iconic, popular franchise with obviously some really popular players. You have some awesome storylines, interesting sound bites, great YouTube clips, things that people are going to talk about and comment and click like and the thumbs up and all of that. But a lot of it is going to amount to not high level play, right? Being a true contender. I just do not see it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Los Angeles Lakers? Do you think they're in trouble? Do you think this is just kind of a rough patch? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.